Welcome back. Once again, watching some more Higurashi, where obviously the world has seen better days, and a lot of worse ones. Everyone coming together to fight for a cause that is so needed, protecting their friend from an abusive family, and no one's really listening, but stepping up and not giving up nonetheless. Just how much are they able to fight through destiny or the universe itself, considering it has fought and hindered them at every opportunity? And if this is one for the record books, a potential chance for maybe not salvation of everyone in the end, but at least a step or two forward, at least for Rika to know who it is that is offering her all the time. How is the village going to change? What information are we going to glean from it? We've already got an interesting few tidbits with the whole Rika basically has all of them in her hand for her own protection. I want to see more Higurashi. You do as well, at least if you're here, at least. So, should we begin? Grab a drink. Let's see what it's there. Grab a drink. And let's see what there is. I think one thing that I really do enjoy about Higurashi is that I know none of this is going to go well, but it's at what point and to which degree that it all falls apart. Because we've seen timelines before where things look like they're going okay. Renner on the rooftops being talked down from a murderous spree, and yet the village still succumbs to its gas leak. So, even if we do have a breakthrough, I'm not expecting an end to the story, a solution to it all. I just wonder what we're going to get from it, considering we've got that invisible spirit that keeps talking to her. I would like to have her be a bit more interactive and helpful. So far, she's just had a few one-lines here and there, and been a voice of worry. We are closing in on the festival once again. I mean, with everyone kind of on board with this idea of helping out, why are they looking a bit downcast and remiss? Or have they been advised to take a step back or something? Is it because they're worried that the uncle might do something if they continually pressure? Force the school to close? I mean, there would be repercussions, but force the school to close? The damn war was never over. Some of them never left the battlefield. So, superstition and rumours is what's holding people back. and it just proliferates down through the generations and years. So it's just keeping neutral to not cause any further issues amongst them, but also proliferating the problem itself, especially with there's a child in trouble. So, yeah, but we don't like the family. How do you know such things? Is it because she's behind you talking to you, whispering into your ear? True. If he can. Well, the fact that they have. That would be why. He just walks through all of them, taking the head of the discussions right now. I mean, if they hate the family, doesn't it include the uncle? Because it's, still related. Right. This is them ignoring the plight of one of their villagers. And bringing it out into the open, getting them to draw attention to it so they can't sit on the sidelines and. This is where you have some interesting. So bring in money. Money. It all boils down to money. Money and parties. But if they can do it in a way where it doesn't bring the village into disrepute. What, not going to feign ignorance? Not going to claim it that innocent? And yet they can forego that so easily. So they're bringing in the kind of patriotism of their little village, get them to stand up and fight in that regards for their legends and honor. Four becomes 8, 8 becomes 16. They will force out all the invaders. Bringing up the can't wait on anyone else, she's got to step up and take action as well. Does that not just limit itself to the friend group? Is it every member of the village? Then there's the solution to this eternal summer. This certain someone, are they in the room with us now? And you've got two members here who are quite firm in their decision. Then will they put their might behind them as well. Well, isn't that the truth? I mean, all of them are quite terrifying when they get a little upset. Why are you counting? Please don't raise any flags by thinking about things might be okay. Still, we need to reach through to Sadako herself to step out and say that she's in trouble. Otherwise, all of this is useless. And if they are to ignore her wishes and her friend there. Once again, imposing himself straight into the middle of it. He has some balls about him, this kid. Well, he didn't know he was supposed to, did he? Of just coming straight out and saying it rather than having them have to work it out before or implicate them. And then with the village behind them all, what can really go wrong? I mean, it's a solution. He doesn't stand by traditional worries. Let's go. Fight it out. Is this a test? Like, if he doesn't break down, then it shows his dedication. And for the good of his friends, even after saying that he'd crack a skull open, still lowering his head and asking for help like this. And then still no reparation. And what will this payment be? Are you going to let that happen posthumously after they've saved her? Otherwise, it's going to make a little. Are we equaling it out? You know, apology for apology. Therefore, if we agree to have neither of us bow our heads down. Mob boss. Yeah, okay. Does he have... Do we have more along their line of thinkings than we've fought before? So, is someone going to have to come back with a bat? You know, get some answers one way or another? But what I've been saying there, you know, since the father shouldn't be passed off to the son, etc. I mean, yeah, she doesn't like him, but disregarding the village and the safety of its inhabitants because of a little upset for not coming and introducing himself. Was it a silent nod or just, okay? Within reason? It's a tightrope that he walked there, showing some guts, some gusto to stand up to her while not really overdoing it. Why, he'd be cut down on the spot? Well, at least wear some, like, some Kevlar or something next time he comes to visit. And hopefully that's not a statement for the future arcs. The overcast clouds in the background don't really spell success. Forcing that strong, isn't he? Changing fate itself, although it is exactly what she needs to hear right now. And all it takes is for him to be a little boneheaded and strong, forced through a future that he wants. She says some odd things. But if there is some sort of like activation code or something for them to remember their memories or times, it would definitely help out. I see. No, do it now. Damn, they're gonna have to actually do their job. And well, we can kind of see why things don't exactly work now. That outsider, well, he's going to bring trouble on everything. So that's what happens when you have upstarts without qualifications in positions higher than they should hold. Are we actually just going to have all-out warfare? Maybe not in actual combat terms, but at least in disruptiveness. Are they also people from... I was about to say, yeah. Did they rack in support from elsewhere? Test, test, test. Oh no. It's... yeah, his actions have caused it, so... not more urgent messages! This... At this late stage of the day. Can they just move back until they're on public property? You know, if it was this easy to disregard protest and get them to disperse, we could really use that kind of thing here. So is something going to have to take place for him to question his position here? You're... what, just have a rota until everyone is arrested in some form or another? Yeah, this... considering what Satoko has to go through, you don't want a battle of attrition, to be fair. Hope... okay. I was going to say, hopefully that... no, she really does have a cold. Well, hopefully it's just a cold or something. Anyway. A locked door. I mean, he... oh, he was going in to pilfer and sell. Okay. The fact she... oh no, she's at the top of the stairs while in a ill state. Going from a scene of them trying to get a reaction from governmental officials to just go home earlier, is it? But yeah, trying to get a reaction no matter how long it would take, and then you snap over to Satoko and her... what she's actually dealing with. Ha! You know, so it's good to know, people, what she's managed to actually do here, getting people from all over to help out. He has made a lifelong friend in that family. He has been truly humbled. Fear of his own position. What are they doing with it? Hopefully it's not too late. Well, she's breathing at least. You know, internal hemorrhaging is a hell of a thing. If they've got this far, trying to change people's hearts and minds, change the way things are run, and still it wasn't good enough, then holy hell, what are they expected to do? At this point, though, you know, if it has been confirmed about what's going on, maybe, you know, I can turn a blind eye and not be against mob justice for once. I mean, they definitely have a procession of people behind them to try and get stuff done. Is Satoshi and his disappearance always going to be an up in the air mystery? One of the things that isn't touched upon? Or is there going to be a conclusion to that later on down the line as well? Having multiple arms of the village now working with them, and branches of local government and councillors and whatnot really helping out as well, it definitely seems things are moving in the right direction. Although what actually matters is further, physical action. Are they going to step in and stop the uncle from doing anything more severe? If they now, at the end of that phone call is going to be, all right, mate, you're in trouble here. Don't do anything stupid. And he's like, well, the rules are closing in. Get rid of the evidence while he can. It is a tough ask of everyone to uproot what they're doing, their plans on, and mobilise for a good cause. But having not only people from the village, but the surrounding area as well, stand up for and try and get the child welfare office to actually do something. There's a lot of people in this village with a certain amount of influence. Not just Keiichi and his ability to talk people over onto his side to fight fate itself. There is so much going wrong, because the more this gets dragged out, even if they're successful in saving Satoko, they don't have long before the festival. They therefore don't have long before Rika gets taken out. They don't have long before the village gets succumbs to this poisonous gas or whatever the cover-up of the week is. And is there something really groundbreaking, dramatic in Satoshi's room? That's why no, you can't open it. The room has been mentioned several times now, rather abruptly. Does that mean that, rather than just some shrine, it actually has some story significance? I kind of want to really find out. And I assume that you do as well. Unless you already know, in which case you're just watching me in baffled amusement about where my brain is going sometimes. And if they do manage to have that call in and get her to somehow admit that, yeah, she's in trouble, please, someone send help. What then? What's going to be the next big issue? Because unless she's then immediately hospitalized because of her injury sustained from what we just saw, there has to be something else that goes on, unless we go straight into the arc after this, which is a continuation of this one to try and settle things. But I don't know if Higurashi will do that. But also seeing how much Keiichi is fighting fate itself and has achieved so much compared to what Rika has seen in previous iterations. How much longer does she actually have? How many more times can she redo the weeks that she has here? And if so, can she find a way to break through to regain those memories of the times gone before? Because that would be top tier useful, what they need. Because not repeating the same actions has gotten them quite far so on this attempt. So she could always just step in and say, Keiichi, just don't give Rena the bear or doll. It was a porcelain doll. If things start off down that route again, or are we going to see this whole playbook, this whole situation go through once more, but from a different point of view, like we've done in some other arcs, having the knowledge of what's come before, just with a different tinge on it. But what is going on? Because there's definitely more at large. With people in places of power and government officials and whatnot, can they help unravel about what's going on if there is some bigger cover-up? Also, are we going to get back into some of the more abstract things that are in the notebooks? Aliens, for one. And doppelgangers and zombies and swamp gas and all that. We've had as I said before, we've had a very rational, a very grounded and unsupernatural events go on as much as possible right now, which means the next one is probably going to be a little less so. Have our minds are wondering about some supernatural elements, because that's the way that Higurashi seems to do it. It gets you thinking about all these crazy things. There are ghosts and zombies haunting us. Oh, no, okay. It's just some paranoia. Aliens out there. Oh, no, government cover-up. What's the next wacky idea? And how long before anyone actually takes Rika seriously with her words of advice and thoughts of lives past? When are the police going to step up and actually do their job? We'll have to see. I don't think watching Higurashi right now was too great of me. My mind is not working right now. I'm stuck on like one or two thoughts and can't think about what might occur. But hopefully you enjoyed this one. If that is the case, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing so you don't miss out. Join onto my Discord for any notifications or things that crop up. There's a couple of text chats over there. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest so that I can see you nice and early for the next one. My patrons have done more for me than I think they really understand. If it wasn't for all of you out there, and especially to Noku, Sao, Guado, Kite, M.O, Ruben Filamawa, Wolfie Sensei and everyone else, I don't think I would be where I am today, much less still watching anime for all of you. It may not have been in an essential time of need or danger, but you have rallied and shown your will, which I can only appreciate.